Hello folks, and welcome to the second part of sowing seeds in containers. So our first part looked at the equipment and the materials you need to bring together and actually preparing your seed trays. The second part actually looks at the process of actually sowing seeds, fine seed, medium seed and large seed into pots. So we've got our tray all ready and prepared to sow some seeds into. That's been left to drain for around about 15 minutes, so it's more or less ready to go. So I'm going to show you how to sow some salad leaves to begin with, and the process is basically the same for most seeds that you'll actually come across. What you do need to do is just have a look at the instructions on the back of the packet and just follow the instructions if you're really unsure. But opening a packet of seeds, really you just need to give them a good shake and a good flick. That will help the seeds to drop to the bottom of the packet, and effectively you'll not lose your seeds when you come to open it. Some seed packets have a small packet within the actual packet itself. So let's open this and see what we've actually got. So we'll just give it a cut across the top. And yeah, there's a little packet in here, look. So again, give it a shake, give it a good flick, and then effectively all those seeds should drop to the bottom of the packet. And then we cut these open, and then we can see our lovely seeds that we're going to sow in a second. So open that packet up, look guys, and look at those wonderful seeds we're going to sow. Now what we will do is we'll pop these into the palm of your hand, and these are quite easy to handle, look, and you only want a few. Now while you're not using the seed packet, turn it over. And remember, little and often, if you sow every 2 to 3 weeks for salad leaves, lettuce, those sorts of things, then you'll have a constant supply. And we're going to start in the left hand corner of the seed tray and just work from left to right, look. And then down the seed tray itself. So we work from left to right, down the seed tray itself. And then any that you've got left over, you can just sprinkle over the tray itself. And there you go. So now that's virtually done. But what we do need to do is put some vermiculite on top. Some seeds need light, some seeds don't. Really check on the packet as to whether you actually restrict the light. But here we go. This is where the soil sieve comes in that we saw in the first video. I'm going to take some vermiculite, and using my scoop, look, I'm going to pop some into the scoop, and then we just can literally shake and tap a layer of vermiculite over the top. Now it blocks the light, folks, but it also acts as an insulator, which is really good for getting your seeds working and getting them to germinate. Okay, so we get those in, perhaps sprinkle just a little bit more on top, and then we just clean that seed tray off, and then effectively that's ready to go. Apart from the fact that we're going to put a little label in there. So there it is, mixed salad, and we're just going to drop that on edge. Now we will water that again, as we did in the first video, starting off and then moving on and then starting back, but we're also going to put that on a sunny windowsill with a propagation case on top. Now these fancy ones have got little vents in the roof, look, and that helps you to control the humidity. So you can lock it off, or you can open it up and let the actual propagation case breathe. You don't have to buy a fancy one like that. There are very many of cheaper versions. The only thing with these is on a daily basis you just need to wipe them out. Or if you've got your mushroom compost tray, again you've got a lid that actually goes on top, or if you've just got some cling film, that will do the job as well. Pop on a sunny windowsill and they'll be ready for you in about 2 to 3 weeks. They'll have germinated. So there is some medium-sized seed. So larger seed, and we're going to look at some runner beans. Here you go, pop your compost in your pot. Basically make sure it's well consolidated, look, and bring it up to virtually the top of the pot, but you do need a rim. Give it a Titchmarsh tap. Okay. Now the rim is really important, because when you water this, folks, you don't want the water spilling over the compost. You do want it resting so it'll percolate down. Now here are my runner beans, mini runner beans for our mini micro allotment. And what I'm going to do is, in a large pot like this, I'm actually going to put 2 beans in the pot. So I take my pencil as my dibber, and about halfway down the pot we make 2 holes, look, and we just literally pop 2 in there. So there's number 1, if I can get them out, and there's number 2, and then literally we just fill those holes in. Give it a little tap, and again we just drop a little bit of vermiculite on top of that, so it just gives it that little bit of insulation on the top there, and then we'll water that in. So we go outside and do exactly the same as we've done with the seed tray. We just give that a little bit of water, and then don't forget to actually pop in the label so we know actually what it is. Now the toilet tube, here we go. So we can do exactly the same with the toilet tube, and actually just pop a hole in there. Normally make a noise when we do this, folks. We normally go la 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 la. Okay, and that's a really important part of the process. Okay, so again, around about halfway down, drop the bean in, and then just fill that hole, and a little handful of vermiculite at the end of the day on top, and there you go, it's job done. So there is medium seed, fine seed you're doing exactly the same way, and larger seed you actually do in pots. Don't forget to label them so you know exactly what you've got, and that's how you will actually sow your seed. Pop them onto a nice sunny windowsill, keep wiping the propagation cases out, and effectively in 2 to 3 weeks time you'll have some seeds to prick out, and that will be another video for me to show you how to prick out and actually transplant into the micro allotments that we got. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you again for the kind comments. I hope you're learning lots, and our next video along will actually be sowing seed in situ into the soil. It's called direct sowing, so we'll be doing some direct sowing of crops we can put into the ground right now.